Yonaguni, the sunken city and an unsolved mystery. Beneath the deep blue waters of Japan's Ryukyu Islands, where gentle waves roll across the deserted rocky shores, lies an ancient secret silently waiting to be awakened. This is Yonaguni, one of the most mysterious and hotly debated archaeological discoveries of the 20th century. Scholars and mystery enthusiasts alike continue to argue, is this a wondrous creation of nature or the last remnant of a long-lost civilization? In 1986, Japanese diver Kihachiro Aratake, while searching for the famous hammerhead sharks near Yonaguni Island, stumbled upon an extraordinary sight about 25 meters below the surface. Before his eyes were enormous stone structures featuring sharp edges, neatly stacked staircases, and long corridors that seemed to lead to a forgotten world. The precision and symmetry of these formations were so astonishing that few could believe they were the result of natural processes alone. Scientists, particularly Professor Masaaki Kimura from the University of the Ryukyus, spent decades studying Yonaguni. According to Kimura, these may be the remains of an ancient city that sank beneath the waves after a massive earthquake more than 10,000 years ago at the end of the last ice age. If true, Yonaguni would be the oldest known man-made structure in the world, predating the Egyptian pyramids and even Stonehenge by millennia. But not everyone agrees. Some geologists argue that the sharp angles and straight lines could have been formed over millions of years through erosion, tectonic activity, and the relentless power of ocean currents. According to them, Yonaguni is nothing more than a natural geological wonder, an extraordinary yet purely natural work of art shaped by time. What makes Yonaguni so endlessly fascinating is the unanswered question: if it truly is the remains of an ancient civilization, who built it? No historical records, no local legends, no folk tales speak of a sunken city near Yonaguni. Could it be the work of a completely unknown culture, one that rose and vanished without leaving a single trace behind? Some bold theorists have even suggested that Yonaguni might be the last remnant of the legendary continent of Mu, an advanced civilization said to have sunk into the ocean thousands of years ago, much like the fabled Atlantis. To this day, despite numerous studies, surveys, and heated debates, no conclusive answer has emerged. Are we looking at the lost key to humanity's forgotten past, hidden beneath cold, silent stone? Or is this simply another way that nature teases our insatiable curiosity? Divers continue to visit Yonaguni year after year, their flashlights illuminating the submerged staircases beneath the tranquil sea, as if listening for a story that is yet to be told. And we, who can only witness this through screens and books, cannot help but shiver at the thought: what if, beneath those gentle waves, an entire chapter of human history lies waiting to be discovered? Whether it is a masterpiece of natural forces or the ruins of an ancient civilization, Yonaguni remains an unsolved mystery. It reminds us that the ocean, covering more than 70% of our planet, still hides countless secrets untouched by human hands. Perhaps the true answer to Yonaguni's riddle will only be found someday in the future, when we dare to venture deeper and farther into the shadows of our past. And when that day comes, perhaps an ancient city will awaken from its slumber beneath the sea and tell its story to the modern world, a story we have yet to prepare our hearts and minds to hear. 2. The crystal skulls. In the vast world of archaeology, some artifacts are not merely fragments of the past, but lingering questions without answers. Among them, few are as mysterious and unsettling as the crystal skulls, masterpieces of craftsmanship that continue to confound modern science and ignite the imagination. These skulls first came to public attention in the late 19th century, mainly discovered in Central and South America, where the ancient Maya and Aztec civilizations once flourished. They are carved from blocks of pure quartz crystal, clear as frozen ice, and sculpted with an astonishing level of precision, replicating the human skull in flawless proportion and intricate anatomical detail. The curves, the deep eye sockets, even the natural-looking fractures of bone, all are recreated so perfectly that one cannot help but shiver when facing them. But what truly makes the crystal skulls so enigmatic is not their beauty, but the burning question, who created them and how? Experts say that even with today's advanced technology, crafting such a skull from quartz would be incredibly difficult. Quartz is an exceptionally hard and brittle material, prone to cracking during shaping. Yet these skulls, believed to be thousands of years old, bear no trace of metal tools, no signs of modern machining. Archaeologists have yet to find any ancient culture known to possess the technology or skill to create such perfection. Some theorists propose that the skulls were ritual artifacts used by Maya priests in sacred ceremonies dealing with death and rebirth. Legends claim that crystal skulls possess the ability to store and transmit information, perhaps even acting as a bridge between our world and others, where the line between life and death fades away. Yet bolder theories suggest that these skulls did not originate from earthly civilizations at all, but from extraterrestrial beings, or from a long-lost advanced civilization unknown to modern humanity. According to mystical stories, when all 13 ancient crystal skulls are reunited, they will reveal the secrets of humanity's origins and its ultimate fate. However, many modern scientists cast doubt on these claims. Some of the most famous skulls, such as the Mitchell-Hedges skull, have been analyzed and are believed to date no earlier than the 19th century, likely crafted by European artisans rather than ancient Mesoamerican peoples. Skeptics argue that these skulls were produced for the booming antique market of the time, their mysterious allure amplified by the human hunger for myths and unexplained wonders. So what is the truth? Are they remnants of a forgotten civilization, sacred religious artifacts of immense power, or simply magnificent works of art wrapped in layers of myth? Whatever the answer may be, the crystal skulls remain symbols of history's eternal mysteries. They remind us that sometimes it is not the answers that matter most, but the questions themselves, the doubts and curiosities that make the past so endlessly fascinating. Perhaps the greatest value of the crystal skulls does not lie in their true origin, but in the quiet shiver we feel when we gaze upon them, as if we are staring into a forgotten fragment of humanity's ancient memory. And perhaps one day, when we are ready to listen, the skulls will finally tell us their story, a tale far beyond anything we could ever imagine.
3. Antikythera, the ancient machine that defied time and human logic. After the chilling mystery of the crystal skulls, where humanity grappled with exquisitely carved quartz skulls far beyond the craftsmanship of their supposed time, our journey into ancient enigmas takes us westward to the quiet depths of the Aegean Sea. There, beneath the waves, lies one of archaeology's most extraordinary discoveries, the Antikythera mechanism. Unlike the whispered legends of the crystal skulls, the Antikythera mechanism is a tangible reality, a mechanical marvel so complex that even today's scientists find it hard to comprehend. In 1901, while diving to recover relics from a Roman shipwreck off the coast of Antikythera, Greece, sponge divers stumbled upon what they initially believed was nothing more than corroded scrap metal. But decades of research revealed a far more astonishing truth. Hidden within the fragments was an ancient astronomical calculator capable of predicting the movements of the sun, the moon, and the planets, accurately forecasting solar and lunar eclipses, tracking celestial cycles with precision unparalleled for its time. But how could such a device exist? Who, around 100 BCE, possessed the knowledge and skill to craft something so advanced in an era when mechanical engineering was still in its infancy? The Antikythera mechanism's interlocking bronze gears were cut with astonishing precision, operating in harmony like a clockwork model of the cosmos. Even modern Swiss watchmakers admit that its mechanical sophistication far exceeded what was believed possible at the time. Some scholars attribute its creation to a brilliant mind of the ancient world, perhaps Archimedes himself or his disciples, those who had grasped mathematical and astronomical knowledge far ahead of their age. But strangely, no similar mechanical device has ever been recorded in history until more than 1,500 years later. The Antikythera mechanism stands alone, a single flash of brilliance in the dark corridors of time, appearing and vanishing without leaving a trace. Where the crystal skulls invite us to question ancient craftsmanship, the Antikythera mechanism challenges our understanding of ancient science and engineering. What circumstances allowed such a device to be built, only for it to be lost to the ages? Perhaps history is not a steady climb of progress as we often imagine, but a jagged timeline of forgotten peaks and vanished civilizations, leaving behind only scattered clues. Today, as visitors gaze upon the Antikythera mechanism in the National Archaeological Museum in Athens, they see more than corroded gears. They see a question that remains unanswered. How did ancient people, without modern tools, create a machine that could model the heavens? And if they achieved this, what else might they have created, lost now beneath earth and sea, awaiting rediscovery? In a way, Antikythera and the crystal skulls share a common thread: the unexpected presence of intelligence and craftsmanship far beyond what we thought ancient humanity capable of. Perhaps what we are glimpsing are the fading traces of forgotten civilizations, ones that may have been more advanced than we dare to imagine, erased by time before modern history could record them. And who knows, hidden beneath the ocean floor or buried deep in unopened tombs, there may be other Antikytheras waiting silently for someone bold enough to find them. The real question is, when that day comes, will we be ready to face the truths they reveal?
Nazca, the lines drawn across the desert and a message to the heavens. Across the barren, desolate plains of southern Peru, where the desert stretches endlessly to the horizon, lies one of humanity's greatest enigmas. These are the Nazca lines, giant geoglyphs that can only be truly seen from the skies above. A wonder carved into the earth, yet to this day no one can fully explain their purpose or the identity of their creators. Nazca is a harsh, unforgiving place. Its arid climate, dusty soil, and relentless winds have stripped the land of most signs of life. And yet, over 2,000 years ago, the Nazca people transformed this lifeless expanse into a canvas for one of the world's largest works of art. Hundreds of straight lines and sweeping curves stretch across the desert floor, forming colossal images of eagles, monkeys, whales, flowers, and even strange beings that do not match any known creature. The most extraordinary fact about these designs is that they are invisible at ground level. Only when viewed from high above do the full shapes reveal themselves. But 2,000 years ago, the Nazca people had no airplanes, no balloons, no vantage points high enough to see their creations in their entirety. So, who were these lines for? Were they drawn for the gods, for celestial beings, or perhaps for visitors from the stars? Many theories have been proposed. Some scholars suggest that the lines were part of an enormous astronomical calendar, allowing the Nazca to track the movements of the sun and stars and predict the precious arrival of rain in the harsh desert environment. Others believe they were ceremonial pathways, where priests walked during sacred rituals, communicating with unseen forces in the universe. And then there are the more daring voices, proposing that the lines were messages or landing strips for extraterrestrial spacecraft, signals meant to be seen only from the skies. Like the mysterious crystal skulls or the astonishing Antikythera mechanism, the Nazca lines raise profound questions. They are not merely artistic expressions or ritual sites, but messages from the past, hinting at a level of planning, knowledge, and effort that seems far beyond the needs of survival. If ancient civilizations were only concerned with hunting and gathering, how could they have planned, measured, and executed such vast and precise designs? Perhaps humanity's early history includes not only farmers and hunters, but astronomers, engineers, and visionaries whose achievements have been forgotten by time. Today, modern travelers soaring above the desert in light aircraft can finally see what the Nazca people themselves may have never seen. Paradoxically, it is we, their distant descendants, who are the first to witness the full beauty of their work. Could it be that they created these lines not for their own eyes, but for the eyes of the future? For those curious enough to search and patient enough to understand, Nazca is not just a place on the map. It is a reminder that some mysteries are meant to inspire questions rather than answers. Perhaps the Nazca people did not seek explanations. They only knew that someday someone would look down from the sky and finally see what they had drawn. And today, as we fly above that silent desert, it may be that their message has at last been heard.